Alright, so what I'm about to do is a 2004 Saturn Ion 2.2 liter alternator. And first thing I'm going to do is take your air intake box off. Take off the hose. Once you pull it out of the way, you want to get you a 3/8 ratchet. And it's kind of hard to see. Let's see if we get a light in there. Alright. And on this pulley, you're going to use a 3/8 ratchet, and you're going to get inside that little square, and you're going to pull counterclockwise, and that releases tension off the belt. Once you get it out of the way, you're going to take off, that's too much light, you're going to take out that top nut right there, or the top bolt, and then the other top bolt right there, and then you're going to take off the one below it. And then after you get that off, you'll be able to pull the alternator straight out. And while I'm doing that, this guy's over here doing struts on his X-Max.
Yep. Good old X-Max.
He got that baller status with that 8S.
Shoot. All in my ass. Fucking broke. This bitch is broker than my damn car.
And by the way, these bolts are 13 millimeters. You got one there in case you can't see with the light, and you got one on the bottom right here.
Lordy, look who's 40.
It ain't me.
That screw about to be replaced. Upgrade my X-Max with a little bit of lumen. Lumen. Kelly's like, I want to set a cap for our. She goes, I was thinking like $20. I was like, no, let's do like 60. She was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I really want my wheels and $60.
Also, try to keep note of where your bolts went, because some may be longer, some may be shorter. This is what she said after that.
What did she say after that?
She laughed.
She laughed. She's like, alright, we can use it. I was like, yes. She's like, but you gotta tell me where to buy. She's like, I'm tired of you always getting.
Oh yeah, by the way, make sure you come back here and disconnect your battery before you go pull anything off. One of the reasons why you want to disconnect that, so your ass don't get shocked.
Bro,
I've done that before.
oh, there we go.
It's kind of hard to do this in one hand. You gotta pop the plug on the side of the alternator. Be careful on your plugs, because some of them can be brittle, and if they break, it won't hold in place. You gotta pull it just far enough just to get it to disconnect. And then once you do that, flip it over. Right there. You gotta take that nut off and pull that red wire off.
Not red, man.
Say what?
It's not red, man.
Huh?
It's not red.
Actually, it is red. It's got a red dot on it.
No.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna let you be talking like that in the video too. Last video someone asked about a part number, so I'm just gonna give you this part number.
Are we gonna give you that part number?
I'm gonna give you that number. Gotta give you them digits. Being that Advance is now sold out to CarQuest, the part number for this alternator is
8675309.
13944A. Alright, once you get the positive wire off and you get your plug out the way, and then get your alternator out. And if you can't make it somewhere to get your alternator battery tested, if you grab a voltmeter and just switch it to voltage, you can connect it to your battery, jump start your car, get it running, and you're going to see the battery dying. And the reason being is because it's not getting any power from the alternator. So you want to take note in how you pull the alternator out, because as you can see, you got the top and the bottom. Some people are going to say, oh, it's obvious because you got two bolts up top, one bolt on the bottom, but some people might not pay that much attention. I'm going to fish that back down in there. Once you get it back in there, you're going to attach your wire and also plug it back in. I always plug it in last. Go to the what?
Hit the bunch area. That'd be fun, though, for RC cars, right?
But yeah, by the way, we also do a little bit of RC stuff. His is battery, mine's nitro. I plan on switching to battery soon, but I don't know when. If you guys want to see some stuff like that, we'll be uploading some videos pretty shortly on. Yeah, the camera went down, but like I said, we'll be uploading some videos of us messing with RC cars. He's got, you know, pretty much a whole vehicle. Mine is maybe half that size. I got a Jado 2.3. Once you get your wire back on, tighten it down. Don't torque it. Just snug it till the crush washer flattens out. And then you're just going to go ahead and do everything in reverse. One more thing to note is when you're putting these bolts back in, don't put one in and torque it all the way down or tighten it up, because then the pitch on the holes might not, you know, be lined up, or you could have one tighten all the way in, and you could, if you don't have all your bolts in and just, you know, at least a few threads, you can end up making one of the bolts go in at an angle and end up snapping it off. So just kind of put them all in there. About a good, I don't know, hell, what, 10 threads?
Sounds about right.
And then you can take and tighten them all up. You just want to make sure that it's completely flush against the block when you do so. Alright, after you get everything back together, go ahead and, like I said, make sure you got this wire tightened on first. Go ahead and pull that rubber boot back over it so it stays covered. You make sure you plug this back in. If you do not plug this in, you will not have any voltage from your new alternator. Alright, now that's plugged back in. Reconnect the battery and crank it right quick. Make sure everything is working like it should. Alright, let's see. Hopefully his car works after this. I'm going to say connect it to the battery, but being the battery in these cars are in the trunk, I'm going to head and hook this little voltmeter up. Now, car is running. Make sure you get a good ground too, of course. And as you can see, the 14 volts. Now the other with the other alternator on here, it was idling roughly maybe 10.5 volts. I usually start to worry whenever my alternator dropped below 13.5. And of course this on the battery light was coming on and it was shutting off while driving, so that's a key sign. Alright, so after about 10 minutes of running, I'm gonna go ahead and try to crank it up. Alternator being bad, use your battery light to pop up while driving.